around this historic circuit.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder?
Suzuka is a high-speed, high-downforce circuit with unpredictable weather. Drivers need to have total trust in their cars to make the most of this challenging figure-of-8 lap. The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air. But there's no surprise in that. It's race day.
Okay, so we're back. So we start with light rain, so we're definitely going to be starting on dry tires for this, which is fine. Reports. I don't really care about reports. Time considerations. Deployments per season. There've been 2 virtual safety cars, 1 safety car. Oh wow, these pit lane differences are different from expected strategies. Okay, fine. Let's carry on. I've got a 5-place grid penalty for Daniel Ricciardo, which is fine because he starts at the back anyway. And so it's going to be okay. Here we go. So this is it. So this is the chance of rain. So the chance of rain comes up here. Oh. Okay, I don't like this 80% chance of rain. I think this is gonna fuck us a little bit. Okay, so we are 1.9 fuel per lap. So Ricardo starts 22nd, and Al Smith starts 21st. This is gonna be a hard race for us, guys. I have Regretti Spaghetti overtaking the positions as we did. So if that's what we're forecasting, that within 20 laps, what do these softs give us? The softs don't give us enough life, so I think we need to start on the mediums. So let's do the mediums to here. Bring this back to where it goes to the 80%. This is gonna be kind of rough, actually. Do you know what? I think I'm honestly just gonna have to strategize as I go. Okay, let's put everything up to maximum. We're gonna underfuel our cars by 1. Actually, I might do 2 because you don't use as much fuel during the race. So we'll do a -2 strategy. So we're 1.9, so let's call it... okay, so 0 minus 1.7 is our safety margin, which is going to be 3.4, which is going to be 4, 7, 5, 5.1, 5.1, 5.1, 5.1, 5.1. So we're going to underfuel our cars by 2 laps. And I think we're basically just going to fucking have to strategize as we go. So we'll put a fresh set of mediums on to start this race. And then we'll bring this back to about here. Fine. Okay. Fine. And we're just effectively going to have to play this by ear and see how we go. Oh. Oh, good grief, that caught me out of the blue. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's get ready to start the Japanese Grand Prix.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. The calm composure of Sergio Perez amongst the hustle and bustle of the grid.
They're 4th on the grid, so I'd expect to see them mount a challenge for the top 3 in this race.
Right, let's get to it then. The drivers are warmed up, they're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. lights out, and away we go.
All right, lights are out. Away we go. Let's tell our tactics to attack and defend.
So now
Attack and
we prepare
defend.
for good defense.
So everyone looks to be away quite cleanly. Our cars remain at the back of the field, although it looks like one of the Williams ran hella wide there and lost a couple of places. That was Alexander Albon. As for the rest of them, we are doing what we can. So we are expecting rain later. And Zhao. Okay. Good start. Good fucking start. What happened there to Zhao?
Just keep looking at the tires.
He just looked like he stopped. I don't see any damage in this car.
Safety car.
He is showing as having damage.
Okay, stay close to the reference.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Oh. Okay, that's not particularly helpful. So he was showing as having a damage pip, not a mechanical fault pip. So yeah, that's something. Anyway, safety car comes out, which means we're just going to conserve as much of what we can. This is actually good for us because this is going to let us rebuild on this strategy, which I actually need to reconfigure. So we're minus 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6. So in order to finish the race, so we've got what? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 3.6 divided by 4 is 9. So that is going to be 2.7. 1.8, 0.9, and 0. Oh no, it's only 3 actually. Fuck. So 3.9 divided by 3. No, it's okay. No, it's 5. It's 5. It should be 5. So it should be 7. So it should be 2.9, 2.2, 1.5. 0.8. Fine, so that's our numbers there. This one is a bit simpler, so it is 1.9 divided by 3, which is not very high. .9 divided by 3 is let's call it 1.8, which is going to be 6. So 3.0, 2.4, 1.8. Oh, geez. Nah, fuck it. 1, 5, 9, 1.7. Okay, we should be good. We should be fine for this race. So this makes us nice and easy. So we're just going to hold on to here. We need to keep track of this weather because this is going to get a little bit rough. So I think here lap 30 is very potentially when we're going to be going on to the tires. So we'll wait for the safety car. Safety car is about to come in.
Get ready.
So I think I want to forecast to a...
We have margin to push a bit more.
So let's do deploy, and standard. Let's see what our drivers can do. Our drivers, not actually sure quite what happened there actually. I don't know if there was pit stops, but our drivers are now 16th and 17th instead of stone dead last, so presumably some people use this opportunity to get off their soft tires. Anyway, safety car is in, Verstappen has gone, he comes down the start-finish straight, and Leclerc is attempting to make a move on him. The green flag flies across the circuit, and it's 3 wide for second place. Goodness gracious, that potentially looked like it was going to get really crazy really quickly. But yeah, we somehow managed to make it around the corner. Let's pay attention to our drivers though. It looks like Aerosmith has dropped back. Not really too sure why her rear light is flashing. In the dry, a rear light flashing means that the ERS is not deploying yellows again. Oh goodness, another fucking safety car. Okay. What the fuck even is this race? What is this race? Okay, safety car is deployed. Let's conserve, and harvest. Conserve, and harvest. Let's see how that happened. Jesus Christ, that got mental. So this is Ayumu Iwasa coming in here, and oh, he locks up into the back of. Oh.
This is an unforgiving sport.
He locks up into the back of the Aston Martin and absolutely fucking thundercunts it into the barriers. That's unfortunate. So that is no doubt going to put the RB Racing and one of the Aston Martins out, which I think now means the oh no, okay, yeah, okay, so there's another, okay, fine. Okay, we're actually very intensely going to watch the cars at the lead here on the cameras and see what they do, because if they pit, I might pit. Our drivers are checking in on the drivers that crashed. Okay, no pit. No pit for anybody who's on mediums. Fine. We can very potentially gain some positions from this. So this puts this puts Aerosmith and Ricardo very, very, very high. So Iwasa gets a penalty for causing that collision. And Carlos Sainz loses positions. Let's see how that happened. So coming in for the pit stop. They are unable to get the, it looks like the front right actually. They couldn't get that off. That is, as they say in the industry, no fucking bueno. Let's see here. So this gives us some positions, but I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on to it. So looking at our looking at this graph, so this changeover between track surface level, track grip level, and rain is when I want to be on inters. So I kind of need to hold on to lap 26 is kind of the shtick for me. Who's emailing me this fucking time? Oh, it's Flight Simulator. Okay, that's fine. Fine. So I actually kind of want to have a little bit of a look at our strategy here. So let's push this. So lap 26 is when I think the changeover is going to be, which means I need to be rocking about here. So we're going, let's save this. So we're going to predict lap 26 as our changeover. And we'll see how we go for this. Okay, so it is safety car conditions here at Suzuka Circuit. Let's see if we can grab some rather interesting screenies while we're here. Because we all know that I am something of a whore for the screeny shotties. Oh, look at this one. Hold it. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. That's our two cars. The number 3 and the number 60. That one's even fucking better. Okay. Do love me some good screenshots. Let's see if we can stick on this view for a bit. We'll see if it gives us any interesting views of the flag boards, but actually I don't see any fucking flag boards around. Okay, I'm officially bored. Right, let's just run through this one. We'll see when the safety car chooses to come in. We're now at 30% risk of rain, so this could become interesting. I'm really glad that we underfueled our cars, because this is going to give us quite the advantage. This is going to give us quite the advantage when it comes to when racing resumes, because the rest of the cars will have fueled to a 0 lap delta, whereas we have underfueled by 2. So we are very potentially going to be 2 laps lighter than every other car on the grid. Potentially. We're now up to 50% risk of rain. We're still under safety car conditions. Not quite got around to clearing that track yet. Okay, safety car is coming in. Safety car is coming in. Let's pump up to aggressive. We are going to full burn on fuel use. And let us deploy. Okay, so all eyes are on Max Verstappen as the safety car peels into the pit lane. He now sets the pace for this race. The safety car is in. He goes when he feels is entitled. He's still holding pace. He's picking up the speed now. He is gone, but Leclerc is dead with him. In fact, Leclerc is still with him. They are once again side by side. Verstappen, much to his frustration, cannot shake Charles Leclerc as they do the safety car restarts for the second time. Meanwhile, Yuki Tsunoda has developed a mechanical fault in his RB racing car, which is thankfully behind us. So hopefully that doesn't come to too much of a head. And the race is once again on, but not only is the race once again on, but we saw some driplets coming down. The track is now dry. The track is dry, but is gaining a little bit of moisture. So once it gets to 1.0, we have to be on the inters. So looking at the track details right now, we can see it starting to moisten up. We'll have to see what we can do. Aerosmith, unfortunately for us, is unable to keep pace with Valtteri Bottas in 7th place. We'll have to see if Ricciardo can find a way past. I am loath to do team orders, but I may consider it because I do want Ricciardo to be freed. If he cannot get past during the DRS zone, which is not now,
Keep looking after your tires.
then we're going to need to make some kind of switch. So Ricciardo is right on the back of Aerosmith's car. Can he achieve an overtake? If he can do it on merit, then this is fine. But Ricciardo is definitely the faster car. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry, Aerosmith. I hate doing this. But I can't. Don't fight your teammate. Don't fight your teammate. I'm sorry. Team orders, swap about. Good job, she let him pass straight away. That was instantaneous. But now that Ricciardo is passed, if Ricciardo fails to get away, then Aerosmith is entirely entitled to overtake. But as it stands right now, Ricciardo has already pulled out 1 second on Aerosmith, which means that Aerosmith is acting as a bit of a blocker for Daniel Ricciardo. As it stands right now, technically speaking, both of my cars are in the points, which isn't going to last. I highly doubt this is going to last. However, if it did, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so Ricciardo is very swiftly pulling away from Aerosmith. He's actually eked out 2 seconds on Aerosmith, who is having to defend against a freight train of every car from 9th down to 19th place. However, the rain is coming down heavier and heavier, so we've adjusted our track details. So we expected to swap over to be under lap... oh, fuck, hang on. Yellow flags. Virtual safety car. So conserve, harvest.
Now it looks like
Conserve. So Alexander Albon has had an absolute shocker. So as the rain started coming down heavier, he's gone into the barrier entirely on his own. Jesus Christ, this is becoming a war of attrition. in this race. Jesus Christ. So let's conserve tire, conserve our fuel use. Actually, I wonder what happens if we burn our fuel use. But let's harvest our shit here.
Yep.
So we need to be watching the weather really closely. So we expected our changeover to happen at lap 26. Our upgraded forecast now shows this happening at lap 23. So let's do cross to... Okay, my pen. This is not the time to run out of ink pen. So we are once again, and for the third time so far in this 11 lap race, we are under virtual safety car conditions. We'll see what the leaders do, but I don't think it's sensible to change tires at this point. So we're under virtual safety car times, no, nothing. Okay, virtual safety car is ending.
VSC ending.
So let's do attack, deploy, and deploy. So Albon's car has been recovered. We are awaiting the end of the virtual safety car period. The green flag flies, so unlike the safety car, you don't have to go past the start-finish flag. As soon as the green flag flies, you are free to go full racing speed, which our drivers are now doing. The rain is coming down heavier, but we're not quite at inter conditions. We're going to keep an eye on this. So the changeover is still lap 23 as far as I am concerned.
Update on tires, please.
What is the grip? So grip is this yellow line. Oh no, grip is this line. It's a rubber. Okay, so rubber is here. So I think this is going to indicate to us the changeover. So we're going to watch this very, very closely, and I think if we see anybody dive into the pit lane, we are probably going to end up following them. Charles Leclerc, one of the only leaders who is running the soft tire, has taken the lead of this race from Max Verstappen. They are currently yeeting around the place on their soft tires while the grip allows. The rubber level is currently very low, which is currently dangerous. So yeah, this changeover is incredibly important. We need to keep an eye on this one. The next update is in 2 minutes, and Aerosmith has lost out a place on Yuki Tsunoda. Let's see how it happened. Looks like it might be a DRS pass. So we've gone from the Australian race, which has 4 DRS zones, to the Japanese race, which unfortunately just has the 1. So any overtakes that happen have to be done entirely on merit, and unfortunately the Yuki Tsunoda, despite his mechanical issue, has made that happen on merit. Let's hold on to this. So I'm currently predicting, what, lap 23 for changeover. Ricardo's strategy hasn't updated. That's a bit annoying. So I'm predicting lap 23 for changeover. So 23 for changeover, and so we are okay to go on this one. So as long as we keep above this curve, we should be fine. We should be fine. So the next track update is in 1 minute. When that happens, we will check our weather situation. And Yuki Tsunoda seems to have resolved his technical issue. So we'll need to see how that progresses. Charles Leclerc, in the lead of this race on the soft tyre, has pulled out a second, nearly a second and a half, off of Max Verstappen, who is fighting off Lando Norris, who put up a really good fight at the last race, and our drivers are now out of ERS. So let's put them back to neutral mode. Lando Norris has the DRS open. He tried the right side. He's now trying the left side. He almost made it, but Max Verstappen managed to claw back the inside line from Lando Norris to keep hold of second place. And now, as a result of that attempted maneuver, Perez is now hunting the back of Norris. Yuki Tsunoda has unfortunately overtaken our very own Daniel Ricciardo. Let's see how that happened. So not using ERS, we can tell that by the light. Medium against medium, DRS against no DRS. It was pretty much a sure thing that Yuki Tsunoda would sail on by, and that is exactly what has happened. Which is unfortunate for us. Unfortunate for us. Okay, the weather situation has been updated, so let's see what the script is. We're now expecting the changeover still on lap 23. Fuck,
Let's see
Aerosmith.
what happened there. Now, we're
Aerosmith
watching the
ran
action
wide.
closely here. Oh, and they need to be
Oh, so
rushing
she
those
cut the
track
grass.
limits. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
Yeah, it does actually look like there's some ripples on the floor of the car. So let's check Aerosmith's car. Is there any damage? There's no damage to Aerosmith's car, and she thankfully didn't lose any positions as a result of that, but it does push Esteban Ocon into DRS range of Aerosmith. Ricardo has also lost out on DRS zone to Yuki Tsunoda, which is slightly frustrating.
Okay, understood.
We're still expecting this changeover on lap 20. Actually, I need to update your strategy. So we are expecting a lap 23 changeover. Yeah, okay, we need to see how this goes, but I'm mildly tempted to pull in Aerosmith before we pull in Ricardo. Because Ricardo's holding onto his tires just that little bit better. But we've got 4 minutes until the next weather update, so we're going to keep an eye on this situation very, very closely. At the moment, both of our cars are still in the points, so, you know, if nothing changes, guys, if nothing changes... Okay, the car, so Ocon has DRS on Aerosmith, who does not have DRS. This is the only DRS zone, and Ocon dives to the inside. Aerosmith tries to cover off. She manages, but Ocon stays on her rear wing. But unfortunately cannot make anything happen here. So for the rest of the lap, with the sole exception of the start-finish straight, any passes that Ocon tries to attempt is going to be on merit only. Oh god, Aerosmith is not very confident, and Ricardo is not too confident either. Hopefully that changes over time. Ocon's trying down the inside. He thought about it, but in the end decided not to. Definitely decided not to. There is a Ferrari behind us. I didn't plan on Carlos Sainz, Hamilton, and Piastri being behind both of my drivers. They, on the soft tires, are going to be trying to find a way to the front. But very soon, we're probably going to end up having the pit lanes onto inters, which will see us all through until the end of the race, unless damage or punctures. But I don't really necessarily count on this one. So we're very much now considering lap 24 for the changeover. So I want to hold on to this tire performance as much as I can. Yeah, very much want to hold on to this tire performance as much as I very much can. I'll see how this goes. So Ricardo's kind of on a race of his own. He has started catching up to the back of Valtteri Bottas, whereas Aerosmith is leading an absolute freight train. And is that Ocon I see side by side with Aerosmith? He's had the DRS and he does manage to effect a pass, which is slightly unfortunate. We'll need to see if Aerosmith can regain that position. Ocon is not necessarily in a faster car, so it might technically be possible. However, we expect this Sainz, Hamilton, Piastri train to overtake Gasly and start putting pressure on Aerosmith. They will get past Aerosmith, of that I am sure, but it's whether or not when they overtake Ocon, does this present a situation that allows Aerosmith to gain an advantage. That is going to be this situation for us. So as we can see here, Sainz is already well on the back of Aerosmith. And you know what? Don't defend. Don't defend, let them past. Because it's a fucking Ferrari and we are a potato on wheels. It's not gonna work. We're only gonna compromise our own race if we fight to keep these guys behind. So the Ferrari is now going to attempt to overtake, and Aerosmith is not going to challenge. Good, okay, that's the right call. Okay, it's Hamilton behind us again. We don't necessarily want to defend. Let's try and keep on the back of the Ferrari best that we can. We're on neutral for this one. So we're doing okay for... Oh, we just had another weather update. So we're still looking at lap 24 for this changeover. Hamilton goes past and Gasly is behind. So let's defend against Gasly, because we do not want Gasly to overtake us. Yeah, we do not want Gasly to overtake us. Oh, I didn't realize Ocon had overtaken us as well. Fuck, okay, that was a bit of a problem. Yellows. We've got yellows somewhere. Don't know why. Yellows have gone. I guess we'll find out in a second. So George Russell had a lock-up in the Mercedes. So coming into the hairpin... Oh, he just absolutely fucks up. And he's lucky not to get stuck in that gravel there. Oof. That is 10 out of 10 oof points. He doesn't lose any positions for that, but I guess does lose time. Okay, so Ricciardo is now fighting off against Carlos Sainz, who's desperately trying to find a way past on his softer tyres, which I suspect he's probably going to achieve at some point or another.
Okay, so France.
Aerosmith's race is compromised somewhat, but this actually works into our favour a little bit. So there's currently a 0.8, 1.9, 0.8, 2.7. So there's currently a 4-second gap between Aerosmith and Ricciardo, which means I can stack our pit stops on the same lap without issue, unless one of our drivers has an absolute fucking shocker of a pit stop. And it would have to be Ricciardo that has a shocker. If Aerosmith has a shocker, fine. Nothing ventured, nothing lost. So here is Piastri using the DRS to get past Aerosmith. That's not an entirely unexpected result. Carlos Sainz is just in the process of finding a way past Daniel Ricciardo.
That's okay.
We're expecting this changeover still in lap 24. So we're holding on to this. Holding on to this best we can. So, currently lap 18, we have had 2 actual safety cars and 1 virtual safety car. Let's take stock of this race. We have Perez, who is in the lead of this race in the Red Bull Racing car, followed by Max Verstappen, who is right behind him and is indeed might be trying for an overtake here. Just about got the inside line, but in the end can't make it work. However, he is glued to his rear wing. He's got the DRS trigger. Let's see if Max Verstappen can take the lead of the race during the DRS zone, the singular DRS zone that exists upon this circuit. His DRS is open. He got a not unreasonable run, but not a terrific run. They are, however, side by side, as is Norris behind. And Max Verstappen, as I'm trying to take stock of this race, does take the lead of this race, now followed by Checo Perez. Norris is in 3rd place in the McLaren, with Charles Leclerc in 4th. Lance Stroll is in 4th, fighting off from George Russell, who is attempting an overtake. Charles Leclerc's tyres is actually pretty scuffed. He's probably going to have to make a dry weather pit stop soon, which isn't what you want. Yuki Tsunoda is having a great result for RB Racing, up in 7th, with Lewis Hamilton in 8th. Valtteri Bottas is in 9th place, although his tyres are not holding on very well. I have a horrible fear he might have to make a dry weather pit stop soon. Carlos Sainz has found his way into 10th place, having pitted for soft tyres during the initial safety car period, with our own Daniel Ricciardo 4 seconds adrift in 11th. Ricciardo is fighting off from Ocon, Piastri, and that's kind of it. Aerosmith is in 14th place, fighting off against Gasly, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, and Sargent is just almost within DRS range, trying to keep track of this little train of cars here. We will have to see how this goes. So the rain is coming down heavier, but we're still not expecting the changeover until lap 24. Which puts my drivers in prime position for their changeover period. However, somebody like Leclerc is he's gubbed his tyres. He has absolutely gubbed his tyres, and I don't think Bottas is going to be able to hold on for that much longer either. I think Bottas is possibly going to have to change to inters soon, and Leclerc is probably going to have to change to fucking something almost imminently. And Ocon dives into the pits. Okay, so all eyes are going to be on Ocon. What does Ocon do? If Ocon goes to inters here, this could be the undercut. This could be Ocon's undercut. We're not expecting this. And it's inters. It's inters. Greenwald inters. So Ocon goes on to inters. We're going to pay attention to the lap times from here on out and see what Ocon can do on these inters. Aerosmith loses a position to Gasly, which is a bit shit, actually. Bottas, I think, is going to have to pit soon. We're honestly not expecting this changeover for a little while. But Ocon is now on the inters. Let's pay attention to the sector times. And let's see what Ocon does. So Ocon is the only one in this field who is on inters. If he starts setting greens, then this is going to be a problem. We need to consider diving in for inters basically immediately. Basically immediately.
Okay.
Okay, Oscar Piastri in the McLaren overtakes Ricciardo. That's fine. That was basically a given. We don't really care about that one. Okay, leaders are starting to come in. Does Ocon set a green sector? This is going to be the thing. Come on, give us this first time, Ocon. Fuck it, we're gonna dive in. Let's dive in for inters. We're gonna do it. Oh no, we missed a pit stop! Okay, hang on. Dive in. Dive in for inters. Fuck, we missed a pit stop for Ricciardo. Fuck! That's annoying. Ricciardo, burn it, burn it. Fucking absolutely burn the midnight oil. Absolutely fucking demolish what you have.
Box.
Demolish what you have left. We're coming in for inters.
Switch to inter, please. Tires switch to inter. We focus on the cars ahead now.
Fine, everyone else is doing it. We may as well as. So Aerosmith. Oh no, Aerosmith missed it as well. Okay, that's annoying. Ooh, this is rough actually. So what is the interval between our cars? The interval is... Okay, there's still enough gap between our cars. We might be able to make this work. Not massively too happy about this though. Fear that we might be getting undercut. I kind of want to see what Verstappen does. So Verstappen is coming around the pit lane here. He's got a fucked set of mediums. Let's see if he comes in. And he dives in. Okay. He dives in. George Russell. What are we doing, Russell? What are we doing, Russell? Are we coming in? Are we not coming in? Russell is coming into the penultimate corner now, and he is coming in. He's coming in, as is Stroll. Okay, right, fine. Everyone's coming in. Yep, happy with our decision making. So this is going to be a double stacked pit stop for Team Hibble F1. There should, in theory, be a 7-second gap between our cars. So I should be able to get Ricciardo and Aerosmith in and out without issue. Unless Ricciardo has a catastrophic pit failure. So Aerosmith is in the pit, Ricciardo's in the pits. Good vibes, folks. Good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes. Let's see how it is. Let's see how we go here. So pit stop. Tires on. 2.9. Not a fast stop, but not terrible. Aerosmith pit. It's a slow stop. It's a very slow stop. Okay. Shit, that's a shame for Aerosmith. That's not good.
And who's that having an issue in the pits?
It's Aerosmith. We've been over this.
In front of us, Gasly.
Okay, this puts us in a bit of a shit position, but I feel like status quo has been somewhat restored. Aerosmith, unfortunately, is stone dead last, so I guess we just kind of have to see what we can do with this race. We're still expecting the weather to worsen. We're not really at changeover yet, but everyone else has gone on to inters, which I think means we're going to probably start seeing fastest sectors soon. If we speed up a little bit. Well, no, I suppose they won't be actually. I suppose they won't actually be fastest sectors because of the fact that we had some dry running before this. So I guess we can get rid of that one. Okay, right. So Ricardo in 14th place is currently fighting off against Hulkenberg. The track is not damp, so there is still DRS in effect. Ricardo himself is fighting for position against Gasly, and Aerosmith is fighting for 18th place. The good news is because of the amount of people that crashed out, if both of our drivers finish the race, then both of them meet their objective of finishing 18th or better. So effectively we don't have to risk our drivers in order to get money. However, we do effectively have to risk our drivers in order to get positions, because we want to retain our position within the Constructors' Championship. We did have an overtake there. Ricardo overtakes Gasly. I think this might have been using DRS here, because this is a DRS zone. And then into the first corner, Ricardo secures that position. Nice. Ricardo, man, honestly. Okay, so Ricardo is up into 13th place. We're not expecting too much tire drama. We need to make sure that we are keeping above the profile of this line, because if we dip below, we're going to lose tire performance at the end of this race. And I think Aerosmith is probably going to be marginal for it. I think we're probably going to end up getting lapped, but we need to wait until everybody sets intermediate laps to see how that is going to work out. So, as it stands right now, everybody in the race is now on intermediate tyres. Verstappen leads the race 2 seconds to the good from Lando Norris, who is in second place. Charles Leclerc is half a second behind him in third, with Perez chasing him down for the final podium position. George Russell, somehow, is 12.5 seconds adrift in fifth, with Lance Stroll on his own in sixth, as is Hamilton, as is Sainz, as is Tsunoda. And Oscar Piastri in 10th place is fighting against Esteban Ocon, and Valtteri Bottas is behind them. Ocon is trying an overtake and indeed has it. Track condition has just changed to damp, which means DRS is now enabled. So any overtakes that happen from here on out have to be done on merit. The McLaren and the Alpine cars are side by side. And as much as I enjoy seeing an underdog, you know, doing good and gaining positions, we do want the McLaren to get past, because we want to keep Alpine out of the points. They are one of our direct competitors. However, that being said, Esteban Ocon is holding onto this position really well from Oscar Piastri, who, despite the fresher intermediates, is struggling to find a way past. Valtteri Bottas in 12th is struggling to catch up to the back of those two who are fighting, and Daniel Ricciardo is leading something of a freight train of Gasly, Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Logan Sargent is in 17th place, and Aerosmith is currently stone dead last, 8 seconds adrift of Logan Sargent. Let's see how Oscar Piastri tries to get himself past. Piastri just cannot seem to get himself past. So yeah, we're basically at the change over here. So this is maybe a lap after I predicted it would happen. Oh, Piastri was thinking about the inside there, but he couldn't make it work. Let's see if he can do anything coming into the start-finish straight. Remember, DRS is now disabled, but Oscar Piastri just has to float back into position for now. He's, however, right on the tail of Esteban Ocon, and rather than take the toll, Oscar Piastri has chosen to go side by side as they come into the initial complex. They are still side by side. Piastri has the inside line, Ocon does not, and Ocon loses the position quite firmly. Couldn't stick side by side with Piastri, and Piastri moves up into 10th place with Ocon staying 11th. The fight for 13th place is still pretty hotting up. Ricciardo is pulling slightly away from Gasly, and Hulkenberg and Magnussen are very much hunting them down. Are we expecting any reduction in rain? You know, towards the end of this race, the rain may let up. We may end up going back to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We may end up going back to dries. That is a distinct possibility that may happen at some point. It very much may happen at some point, but for just now, it's very much as is. And Ricciardo has broken the toe to Gasly. Remember, DRS isn't a thing, so the 1 second gap doesn't denote the ability to use DRS. However, in motorsports, when you are generally within 1 second of the car in front, you are within space of the disruption that the car in front causes to the air, which means you benefit from reduced drag. And Ricciardo has broken the toe, it's referred to as the toe, to Gasly, which is pretty good. So Gasly is now firmly having to fight off against Hülkenberg and Magnussen, and Gasly is effectively acting as a blocker to Daniel Ricciardo, hopefully allowing him to chase down the back of Valtteri Bottas, who is currently in the Alpine, who is currently chasing the Alpine of Esteban Ocon for 11th place. Do you know, given how marginal my tyres are until the end of the race, I am not fancying Ocon's chances of making it to the end of the race on 74% tyres. I have the horrible feeling he may end up having to try to pit again, which might be slightly messy. We'll just have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, for for second place, I tell a lie, Charles Leclerc is hunting down the tail end of Lando Norris, trying to make the dream work, given that there is no DRS. He comes down the inside line. Can he get a successful overlap? He can. He pushes Norris slightly wide, and Charles Leclerc takes second place from Lando Norris as they begin this opening complex of the lap. Norris now in third. Carlos Sainz. Can Carlos Sainz do the same as he approaches Lewis Hamilton for 7th place? Don't think so. Sainz looks like he is too far behind at the moment, which is unfortunate. Valtteri Bottas may try the same on Esteban Ocon. It looks like it's a mild run, but not a good run. And Bottas, unfortunately, can't do anything about that. Unfortunately for Daniel Ricciardo isn't massively gaining on Bottas. But Gasly is, however, holding up this freight train of people behind. And Aerosmith is riding the struggle bus. Okay, with half ERS available, I'm going to hit Daniel Ricciardo to neutral ERS use. I'm actually probably going to do the same with Aerosmith, because we don't have a need to overtake anything now or anytime soon, unless Ocon's tires go off. Yellows. We don't know what the yellows are for. Logan Sargent has taken damage. So Logan Sargent ran wide. Let's see what happened.
Oh, we've seen a few go off the track there.
Ugh.
Fighting with the car, just a little perhaps.
So that's high speed damage for a high speed off for Logan Sargent, which has presumably damaged the underfloor of his car, and he is now reporting as battle damage as opposed to mechanical damage. So this may or may not allow Aerosmith to catch up to Logan Sargent. We'll just have to see how this goes. One thing I do want to do is I want to take a look and see our lap times. So lap times currently 97 seconds. Aerosmith is 66 behind, and the delta is 3 seconds a lap. So that is going to be 31 divided by 3, so 10 laps. Aerosmith is going to get lapped. Ricciardo is a second faster. So, what are we? So 97.52. So 45 and is... he's Delta 2. Oh, hang on a minute, I fucked this up. Delta 2, oh yeah, no, we're fine. So Delta 2 is going to be 22 laps. So by my forecasting, Aerosmith is going to get lapped at lap 39, and Ricardo will get lapped at lap 49. By my dead reckoning, rather impromptu mathematics. Yuki Tsunoda has redeveloped his mechanical fault from earlier in the race. Let's see what the team radio says.
So slow in entry.
It seems like it's an engine issue. That's not great for Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, so my quick and no doubt drunken maths has made some predictions. We'll have to see how this goes. 59, 49. Yeah, okay, that's good enough for me. Right, let's get rid. Let's go back to interval mode. So it looks like Hulkenberg has overtaken our slow car of Gasly, as has Magnussen. So Hulkenberg is right on the back of Daniel Ricciardo. So this is now a fight for position. Oscar Piastri has not yet overtaken Yuki Tsunoda, which he kind of needs to do. I need him to overtake him in quick format. But Ricciardo ideally needs to keep ahead of both Haas cars. I think that's probably one of the only ways that we can win. But this is a really shitty position for us. We're in danger of our competitors getting points, and we don't. So this is ever so slightly scary. Yeah, this is ever so slightly scary for us. In terms of tire wear performance, we're currently doing okay. Aerosmith, I'm tempted to drop down to light tire use to see if we can get some more tire gain on the people next to us. She's already last place and she's not within the limits of catching up to somebody. So let's let them burn their tires and we'll hold on to our tires. Because if we don't have to pit stop again, then this is going to be really good for us. Whereas somebody like Bottas and Ocon, maybe even Hulkenberg, they are at very high risk of having to pit again. Probably going to pick up the pace a little bit because I don't think there's too much happening. There's a few people within gaps of each other, but nobody really seems within necessarily overtaking opportunity. So I'm pretty content with this for now. So we'll do 2x speed until it looks like something is imminently about to happen. Looks like actually there might be... So Lando Norris has got right on the back of Charles Leclerc. We'll see if he can make something happen here. Is it a good run? It is. He is gaining time on Charles Leclerc. He might try to dive down the inside, but I don't think he has enough of a run. And he knows he doesn't have enough of a run, so he just slots in behind Charles Leclerc. And he'll hold on to that for another lap. Hamilton is trying to get past Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. Let's see if Hamilton can make that happen. Hamilton immediately dives towards the inside line. Can he get an overlap? We can't really see from this angle. It doesn't look like he has an overlap. And he has no choice but to slot in behind Lance Stroll once again, with Carlos Sainz gunning down Lewis Hamilton as well. Oscar Piastri has found his way past his blockers and is going to start chasing down 7th and 8th position. And Ocon and Bottas fight will be pretty interesting. This fight can go either way and we don't have to care. We only have to care if this Alpine ends up in 10th place. Because that would be a big problem for us. Meanwhile, Ricardo is fighting off Nico Hulkenberg.
The few is Bottas, by the way.
And we need to hold on to this the best that we can. Because keeping both Haas's behind us should let us leapfrog them in the tournament. The championship, which will be Pretty good. All things considered, racing in the rain is pretty fucky wucky. No DRS means very limited overtaking opportunities, so let's sit on 2 times speed. Hulkenberg is attempting to catch up to Ricciardo, but not really massively successfully managing it. Meanwhile, somehow Aerosmith is eking out a little something something upon Logan Sargent, so this could come to head in a few laps time. Speaking of a few laps time, as he come onto the start-finish straight, Nico Hulkenberg is hoping for a good run on Daniel Ricciardo as they come onto the start-finish straight. He's 0.4 seconds behind, and that speed is closing. He's in the tow. He's got the run. Is he going to dive down the inside? No. He slots in behind. So unless he tries a risky dive as they come into the opening complex, it looks like Hulkenberg isn't really going to make much stuff work. So I'm thinking a lot of these cars are probably going to have to pit before a lap's end, before the race ends, which is going to be pretty good. So both Ricciardo and Aerosmith are under the same kind of tire usage profile as the leaders, who I think are going to the end. But Ocon, Bottas, Hulkenberg, maybe Magnussen, and definitely Sargent, I think they are going to have to pit again. So I think there is a potential for quite a few place gains before the race ends. Here, which is pretty good. Let's just stick with this little battle here. Everyone else is continuing to string out, although it looks like the Hamilton-Stroll battle, Hamilton-Sainz battle is coming to a head. Sainz tries the inside line. Can he make the overtake happen? No, he cannot. And that is pretty much going to be it for another lap. We will stick with the Ricciardo-Hulkenberg battle as they round the final corner into the start-finish straight now. Hulkenberg is 0.4 seconds behind Ricciardo. We'll see what kind of run he gets. It's extended. It's coming down, no, because of the tow that we talked about earlier. It's 0.5, 0.44, and he can do nothing. He can do nothing but let Ricciardo get away. That is pretty much Hulkenberg's only opportunity, and for every lap Ricciardo keeps Hulkenberg behind him, Hulkenberg is chewing his tires like nobody's business. And in fact, we can see that Ricciardo is very much within, you know, distance of ruining Hulkenberg's tires. 15% is the tire use difference, which is impressive. We might actually drop Ricciardo back to light tire use, which may potentially bring this gap down, but I want to preserve these tires as much as possible. When we get towards race end, I really want to be the one that has the most tire life in play. Well, it looks like the Hamilton-Sainz battle has become the Stroll-Hamilton-Sainz battle. Tires are cold. This is fine. I don't mind the tires being cold. It is wet. And Aerosmith has actually eked out another 2 seconds over the time that we have been time skipping. So she's now only 2 seconds behind Logan Sargent, who I am pretty certain is absolutely going to have to pit again. The only caveat is if we hit the other side of this trade-off. And maybe here at lap 50, I have a fear that we might be dry tire eligible. Well, that's what I wanted to do. So we'll have to see how this goes. The only battle in the track at the moment is now this one between Stroll, Hamilton, and Sainz. So we'll stick with this, albeit at 2 times speed, to see how it progresses. And it looks like Hamilton has tried to go down the inside of Lance Stroll, but has not been able to make it work. That will push Carlos Sainz towards the back bumper of both of those cars.
Next car is Max.
Next car is Max. No, it's not. No, it's not. Ricardo's next car is Valtteri Bottas. Okay, don't know where that one came from. Hamilton is desperately putting the pressure onto Lance Stroll. Can he find a way past? And can Carlos Sainz capitalize on that to follow them? They're on the best overtaking opportunity of the circuit. And Hamilton is right on the rear wing of Lance Stroll. They round out the final corner onto the start-finish straight. It's 0.4 for Hamilton, down to 0.3. Still 0.3. Hamilton tries it inside. 0.2, 0.1. Has he got the overlap? He doesn't. He doesn't. And Stroll closes the door and Hamilton can do nothing but slot in behind him. And that is probably going to be Hamilton's attempt for another lap. So let's just put the fast forward back on. Once again, as much as commentary is important, there's no point in commentating something where there's nothing happening. And as they said during the race briefing, there is very little opportunity for overtaking at Suzuka, especially in the wet weather conditions. So as we sit here, it looks like Hamilton actually has a bit of a run here down this something of a back straight. We're down to 0.2, 0.1, 0.15. Hamilton can't make it work, but he is trying. Oh! Oh, that's a hard knock. And it's safety car. It's safety car. Safety car.
Now it looks to be Lewis Hamilton involved in that.
Let's watch that one again. We watched it live, but let's watch it again. So it looks like Hamilton has something of a lock-up, and he goes right into the back of Lance Stroll, and both cars spin off. Oof. Oof, oof, oof.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today. That is for sure.
Okay, so the safety car is out. Aerosmith. Where's Aerosmith? So everyone seems to be pitting
Safety car.
for a fresh
Charge on
set
out.
of inters.
And make sure you stay positive. Follow the counts.
Aerosmith is already last, so let's get her in
Understood.
for a fresh set of inters.
Reminder on tires. Keep up the weaving.
I want to see what everyone else does. No, because everyone's gonna pit for everyone's gonna pit for inters here. These guys are going to need to pit again, so we should pit for everyone's on a level playing field. Yeah, so let's pit for a fresh set of inters. Everyone seems to be on inters so far. So Ricardo in the pits. Let's watch. Let's see how this pit lane goes. This is our third actual safety car and one virtual safety car for something that only had 50% safety car chance. This is wild. Okay, Ricardo, good stop, good stop, good stop. So 2 seconds, 2.5, 2.8. Not good. Not good, not terrible. Puts us out 11th place. We'll take it. We'll definitely take it. Aerosmith is in the pits. Let's see how this goes. Okay, here we go. 2.7, not great as well. So Aerosmith comes out in the end, but this closes down this gap. So this is huge. This is huge.
17 laps to go.
17 laps to go.
Okay, understood.
Okay, pretty happy with the way this has come out. Safety car allows Aerosmith to pass. Let's just keep... we don't need to hold on to fuel any more than we need to, but we do need to hold on to ERS, and we do need to hold on to our tires the best we can. Now, I don't know if somebody like Sainz is going to pit again, because Sainz and Piastri have pitted fairly recently. So we'll see what these guys do. No, okay, no pit. No pit, no pit,
Two
no
cars
pit.
out.
And it looks like Verstappen, Leclerc, and Norris, and Perez, they've all gone onto, it looks like they've gone onto a set of scuffed intermediate tires, which is interesting. I would have thought they had enough intermediate tires left over to make something work. Oh, we are within touching distance of the points, but the problem is this means that Bottas and Ocon are in the points, and we need to be higher in the points than they are. So this is kind of a scary situation for us. This could be the thing that, like, you know, fucks up our year, depending on how this goes. Tense moments, guys. tense moments. That's what I wanted. Safety car. Baby, don't hurt me. Okay, let's time skip until the safety car comes in. So yeah, we got to watch that live, which was pretty good. ERS is fully charged, this is fine. So there's currently, what's that, 15 laps to go? Yep, 15 laps to go.
We okay on temperature?
So,
Keep temperature in your tires.
we're looking at this. There's been a crash! There's been a crash under the safety car! Kevin Magnussen! What happened here with Magnussen? So under safety car condition, Magnussen locks up and hits his teammate.
Who hit me?
So both Hulkenberg and Magnussen under the safety car crash. Let's look at Magnussen's car. Oh, their cars are going to have damage for sure. So under safety car conditions, and Yuki Tsunoda has a lockup as well.
Yuki Tsunoda.
What is going on?
All right so far.
This is the wildest.
Heavy on the brakes.
This is the
Just unable to
wildest
control the car by that point.
Suzuki race I think I have ever seen in this game. Holy hell. Holy hell. Magnussen's damage may be terminal. Oh, look at the vibration. Look at that vibration. Okay, safety car is ending.
Safety car in.
Safety car is ending. So let's
Get ready.
attack
Understood.
and attack. Let's go to our strategy
Then try to claim
view.
as quick as we can.
So if we do full aggressive, that's fine for me. And for Aerosmith, if we do full aggressive, that's borderline fine for you. But you know what? Fuck it. I think we can make it work. I think we can absolutely make it work. So deploy, full tire use is going to be balls to the wall until the end. So the safety car is in the pit lane. Verstappen has control of the pit lane. He is coming into the penultimate corner now. Rounding the final corner, he starts to pick up the pace. He is accelerating to full racing pace. The green flag flies. Charles Leclerc is staying with him. In fact, Charles Leclerc is trying to spook him down the inside. This is his third time of asking of doing this, but this time he makes it work. He forced Verstappen wide. But he has to back out of it. That is unfortunate. So Ricciardo up into 11th place and Aerosmith here in 16th. Magnussen has very, very severe damage and a penalty, and Hulkenberg has damage as well. So this is potentially going to allow Gasly, Sargent and Aerosmith to overtake the two very damaged Haas cars. We'll have to see how this goes on for the rest of the race. Hulkenberg actually didn't pit, so he's got fuck tires as well. So this is going to be very, 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 very interesting indeed to see how this goes. We should be under... Yep. We should be under intermediate conditions until the end of this race. So the question is, can our drivers gain anything here? Ideally, we can overtake... So Ricciardo ideally needs to overtake Bottas. This is kind of the main thing for me. We can afford to lose out to one of these teams, Alpine or Sauber, but we cannot afford to lose out to both of these teams. So let's see if we can get past them, although Ricciardo is dropping back. We are going to stay on full tire use and full fuel use until the end of this race.
Currently P11.
Although we do want to manage so that we have about as much tire use as the cars in front. So this is going to be a little bit of a battle. Aerosmith is near to the very, very wounded Hulkenberg. I'm hoping Aerosmith could very potentially get into 13th place. But the points is what we want. Getting our first points in this race would be huge because Alpine... Ooh, Hulkenberg is reporting a mechanical fault. Let's see what it is.
A lot of power, something's wrong.
Okay, that could be drivetrain, that could be ERS, that's not entirely clear. Yeah, so Alpine Alpine and Bottas are guaranteed points here unless Ricciardo can overtake them. So this would be the dream that we can get past these two guys. And Aerosmith is side by side. She's got the outside line. Can she do anything with this one? Oh, that is going to be so tight. But my god, that was a brave move from Aerosmith to take 15th place. That's huge. That is huge. So with an 11th place from us and a 15th place from Aerosmith, this should allow us to beat Haas in the Constructors' Championship. And with Hulkenberg's car being as damaged as it is, it really was important for us to overtake that position as early as we could, and Aerosmith has done it. Hulkenberg is going to have to pit again. I have no idea why he didn't pit under the safety car. Yeah. Magnussen has got a penalty, so we may potentially be able to leapfrog Magnussen in the standings even if we finish ahead of him. We'll have to see how that one goes. Ricciardo, however, is side by side with Valtteri Bottas. This is exactly what we needed to see happen. It's still side by side. It's still side by side. But Ricciardo is going to have the outside line for this corner, but they're still side by side. It's the inside line. And Ricciardo gets ahead, which means we're in the points.
So we keep focusing on the pace.
We're in the points. We're in the points. We're in the points. We're in the points. Okay. Okay, our big objective for this race, given the tomfoolery that has happened so far, has been achieved. All we need to do from Ricciardo is hold to this position. No matter what happens in the remainder of this race, we need to hold this position. We're going to eat ERS as much as we need to eat ERS. Aerosmith is side by side with Magnussen. Can she get past doing the same maneuver as Daniel Ricciardo? They're around the hairpin side by side. And Magnussen has to take the shorter line, which means he has to go slower. And Aerosmith ekes past and then some. The gap is already 0.7 seconds. Let's watch the replay of that.
Here we are then at the 11th corner.
So no DRS because it's raining. And she just goes around the outside and makes it happen. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. If there's no other disasters this race, we're in for a fairly good result. So the goal for Aerosmith now is to see if she can catch up to the back of Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent has battle damage, so it might be possible. We will have to see. Daniel Ricciardo has to stay ahead of Valtteri Bottas. If he can get ahead of Esteban Ocon, that will be icing on the fucking cake. Oh, but Bottas has got a good run. Bottas has got a really good run here. Oh, this is a really good run from Valtteri Bottas. He's going to dive down the inside about here. Oh, he chooses to slot behind. Okay. And Hulkenberg indeed pits in for... Oh, you can see his damage to his rear wing there. So Hulkenberg pits for a new set of intermediate tyres.
Norris behind. Norris 2.0. Head back down, we stay in the rhythm.
I don't know what this is saying because Norris is like a mile ahead. Okay, so we really need to close down this gap on Esteban Ocon ahead. If we can get past Esteban Ocon, this is going to be phenomenal for us. I'm just conscious of the fact that we are demolishing this line. I'm going to put us down to just aggressive tire use for now.
Try to cool down the tires where you can. Rear is slightly coming up.
Because I want to kill down these tires as much as I can. I think I need to preserve tire percentage here. I don't care about ERS. I don't care about fuel. We're good for fuel. Everybody's good for fuel. Fuel is not an issue anymore. I still think we're probably going to be the lightest cars on the grid at the moment. Because we underfueled for 2 laps at the start of this race. So hopefully that is enough to allow Ricciardo to catch up to the back on Ocon. And indeed, Ricciardo is right on the rear wing of Ocon with 10 laps to go. They are rounding the penultimate corner now. Can Ricciardo get a good enough exit here? It's 420 blaze it. So the gap now... Oh, fuck, he fell back. He fell back. So it's 0.8. Does he have the toe? 0.8 still. 0.8 still. 0.7. Okay. Ricciardo screwed up the corner exit there, so unfortunately he's fallen back into the clutches of Valtteri Bottas. Our only hope here is that we can preserve our tyres better than Bottas can.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
Okay, understood.
Because Bottas is burning his tires to try and get past us, which we are thankfully not letting do. We are in the points. We are in the points. This is huge. If we can get past Ocon, this is Ricciardo's objective. 9th place is where I want Ricciardo to finish. Am I sure he can make it? That's a firm from me. Aerosmith, however, is right on the back of Logan Sargent. I didn't really foresee this, although I suppose both Haas cars are damaged. Aerosmith getting past Logan Sargent would be pretty huge. I do need to cool these tires down a little bit, because otherwise we're going to burn them so fast that we're going to need to pit again before the end of this race, especially since we're actually, I just realized we're danger close to dry tire territory. Are we expecting... Okay, this is the driest we're expecting the track to be. But this is going to overheat the tires. And in fact, Aerosmith is side by side. Side by side with the car here. And the DRS is now available. Let's see if Aerosmith get... No, I think Aerosmith was actually already past the place when we decided that DRS was going to be enabled. So she is right on the back of Logan Sargent, which is huge. She's definitely not going to get DRS zone here. Valtteri Bottas is right on the back of Daniel Ricciardo, still burning his tires, but unfortunately Ricciardo isn't pulling away. Hopefully he burns his tires a little bit more so that Ricciardo can close down on Esteban Ocon. Are we expecting more rain? Yeah, we're expecting more rain very imminently. I wonder if anyone's going to try to dive into the pits for dries.
Pit back on tires when you can.
Because it's drying up really quickly.
Pretty stable.
Really quickly. Hulkenberg seems to have a fault. So this is his injured. Yeah, okay. So that big crash has taken out his rear wing, but has also given a very serious gearbox issue to him. In Formula 1 cars, the rear wing is actually, I'm not quite sure exactly how, but the rear wing is directly connected to the gearbox, which means if you damage the front wing, there is a very strong chance, the front wing, if you damage the rear wing, there's a very big chance that you're actually going to damage the front wing as well. Okay, we're driving inters in a dry climate, which means our tires are going to burn up. So we're going to watch these temperatures very, very closely. And this track is drying up incredibly. I'm not actually sure that we're going to stay on wets for the rest of this race. I think we need to be very, very careful about how much tire we are using. Oh, Bottas is side by side with us. This is a problem. DRS is open. DRS is now a feature of this race. And Bottas backs out of it. Okay, Aerosmith is not within DRS range of Sargent, although she was when she hit the DRS zone. So hopefully this allows her to catch up here. But we need to be watching these temperatures very closely, because we need to keep above this profile here. Otherwise, we're not going to have enough tire to finish the race. Bottas here may end up with not enough tire to finish the race. He may have to pit again, and it will be very interesting to see him going on to the dry tires. As we say that, the track is in wettening again, and we have gained 30 nanometers of rain onto the circuit, but Bottas is still glued to the back of Daniel Ricciardo. Ideally, Daniel Ricciardo can catch up to Esteban Ocon, which is actually now done really well. Really well. If we can keep this position and get into the DRS trigger zone, this could be huge. Okay, we drop back a little bit. So this is the fast-paced section. So Ricciardo is within the toe, so this gap should come down. And indeed it is. That toe is coming down. Toe's coming down. This could be it. This could be 9th place. This could be 9th place, guys. Could be 9th place. So they're through the DRS detection zone, around the penultimate corner, around the last corner. And they are coming into the start-finish straight. Daniel's DRS is open, but in the meantime...
It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Okay, Yuki Tsunoda has an issue, but we don't know what it is. Ricciardo, unfortunately, got a bad run. So even though he has the DRS, he cannot gain on Ocon. However, Aerosmith has got past Logan Sargent.
It's there for the taking.
So she got the overlap down the high-speed sections, and there was just nothing that
puts them
Sargent
in
could do.
13th place now.
So Raven Aerosmith up into 13th place. This race is scary. This race is very, very scary. Okay, the track is wettening again, which means temperatures are potentially going to become a little bit less of a concern. Let's actually bump up to aggressive tire use once again. See how we go.
Don't worry.
And it is going to be jobs on for Daniel Ricciardo to try and take this place from Esteban Ocon. I am not sure with 6 laps to go that Valtteri Bottas is necessarily going to survive. He either has to start hella conserving his tires or he has to pit again. And I'm not sure which it's going to be. But I don't think he's going to find his way past Daniel Ricciardo. In fact, he's so far behind, he isn't really a factor anymore. He is well outside of the tow. And Daniel Ricciardo is hunting down Esteban Ocon like nobody's business. So they are coming into the So they're coming into the fast dynamic section of the Suzuka circuit, which means the DRS detection zone is going to be coming up soon. In fact, the DRS detection zone is literally right here at that white line. So within 0.4 seconds, Daniel Ricciardo is definitely going to have DRS. Can he get a good run out of the final corner? He's 0.8 behind. It's a shit run. Seems to be a theme for Daniel Ricciardo. It's a shit run, but he does have DRS. And Bottas does not. So if Ricciardo can keep on the back of Ocon for another 2 laps, I think he's going to be able to make a DRS pass. Because the more laps that he gets DRS and Ocon and Bottas don't, the closer Ricciardo is going to get to Esteban Ocon, which is pretty huge. Aerosmith is holding quite well in comparison to Logan Sargent. 6 seconds to Pierre Gasly with only 5 laps to go. No, 6 laps to go. 5.5 laps to go. I don't think is really mathematically going to happen. So for us, we're currently spending our time watching Daniel Ricciardo right now. Track is wettening. We're probably about to go full wet again, according to the forecast. Within 3 laps, we're going to go wet again. So Ricciardo really needs to hold on to the back of Esteban Ocon. Ideally, he does the DRS detection and then achieves the overtake before the start-finish straight. We'll have to see how it goes. Daniel Ricciardo thought about a little bit of a move until the outside. He's thinking again about a move to the outside, but he doesn't. And he takes the DRS zone.
Understood.
And Ricciardo is right on the tail end of Esteban Ocon. They ran now the penultimate corner into the final corner. Ocon, once again, he's really good at this section. Ocon is so much better than Ricciardo at this section. Ricciardo has the DRS, but I'm not so sure he's going to be able to do anything with this. No, he can't. So if Ricciardo makes a pass in the opening complex, it's going to be entirely on merit. We'll have to see how that goes. 0.2 seconds behind. It's so close between them. But this is what we want. If we can get one more DRS zone, I'm sure that we can do it, but I don't know it. Once the track becomes damp, DRS is disabled. And this is a problem. So Aerosmith is pretty secure. The only other fights that we have is the Norris-Leclerc battle for 2nd place and the Russell-Perez battle for 4th place. But we are focusing on our team and we want to see how this goes. So Ricciardo needs a good run here. Needs a really good run here. In fact, he's right on the... Oh god, he's trying to get the overlap. He's forced the overlap. He has forced the overlap. Daniel Ricciardo takes a 9th place from Esteban Ocon, although Ocon is trying to make sure that does not go unanswered.
That's currently P9.
They are side by side. I have no idea who's going to get the DRS detection here.
4.78.
They're still side by side. Still side by side. Ricciardo gives up the place in the entry to the final place, to the final couple of corners. But who gets the DRS? That is a key question. It was Ricciardo. Ricciardo gets the DRS. So Ricciardo is right on the rear wing of Esteban Ocon.
Understood.
Oh, come on, Ricardo. Come on, boy. He dives to the inside line, but he can't get the overlap. He cannot make it work. He cannot make it work. I think when you come around to the start-finish straight again, that it is going to be... I think it's going to be this. I think DRS is going to get disabled. I don't see that necessarily being a particular factor. We do have much more grip than Ocon. The question is, can we convert this grip into result? That is going to be the legendary question of all the age. Ricardo's dropped back quite a bit. We need him to push more than this. We need him to push a lot more than this, because I think this is going to be Ricardo's last chance. Yeah, I think this is going to be Ricardo's last chance here. I don't think we're going to be able to get DRS this time by. Leaders are now 3 laps to go. Everybody's on the lead lap. So here comes Ricardo, but we're nearly a full second behind. We need to overtake this Alpine. It would be so huge to overtake this Alpine. Okay, track is damp. Fuck, we're in the DRS zone, and it's going to come up with DRS disabled. Okay, yep, well, DRS is disabled. Okay, alright, fuck it, we're back to damp. Burn it. Burn what your mother gave you. You've got rubber, burn that rubber. 3 laps to go. If Ricardo is going to overtake Ocon, it needs to be on merit. We're giving him everything I possibly can. It is purely in the driver's hands. With 3 laps to go, the battle for second place between Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris is heating up. They are within a second. The battle for 4th place between Checo Perez and George Russell is also heating up. And other than that, there's currently no other battles on track. Ricardo is unfortunately too far behind. He is actually out of the tow to Esteban Ocon. So either Ocon has to make a mistake, or Ricardo has to put in a legendary lap to try and catch up to Esteban Ocon, which I really hope he does, because if Alpine get points here, then we take 9th place in the Constructors' Championship.
We keep focusing.
And we have to beat Alpine on points. Whereas if we take Alpine here, this is huge for us. This is honestly freaking huge. Alright, let's just yeah. We've given both of our drivers what they can. It's down to our drivers. Charles Leclerc is within touching distance of the leader. So with 1.5 laps to go, Charles Leclerc is within 1 second of Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc is our current drivers' championship leader. Let's see if he can beat Max Verstappen. Further back, Perez is desperately hunting down George Russell to take that 4th place, but can't seem to make it work as yet. And Daniel Ricciardo is continuing to drop back, which is unfortunate. I've given him all Ricciardo can have. Yeah, it's gonna be down to him. Okay, Leclerc, despite his promising performance, has dropped right past, whereas Perez is right on the rear wing of George Russell. So with 1.3 laps to go, Perez is potentially going to try to make a move on to George Russell for 4th place. Let's see what Perez can do. He is diving to the left side. He's got the overlap. He's got the inside line. Forces George Russell around the outside, but that's going to be the inside for the next corner. Still side by side. Still side by side. And Perez does take the place. Coming around the penultimate corner, Perez does take 4th place from George Russell as the leaders enter the last lap of the race. Daniel Ricciardo will need to pull a mild miracle to catch up to and then overtake Esteban Ocon. It's a technical possibility, but it's a pretty shit-looking possibility, all things considered. We'll have to see how that goes. It looks like there is no battles on track at the moment, so we're going to watch these timings and see what happens. We're still in the points, though. We're still in the points, though, guys. Still in the points.
Ocon is 1.8 in front.
Oh god, Ricardo, you came so close to it. You came so freaking close. So the only active battle is that Pierre Gasly has caught up to the tail end of Valtteri Bottas for 11th place. We'll need to see if Gasly can find a way past. Gasly does have 13% newer tires, but we'll have to see how this goes. Ricardo, on the other hand, has brought the gap down to almost within a second. If he does this on the final lap, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna fucking scream. It's not 0.6 seconds, not 0.5, not 0.4, not 0.5 again. So they are coming into the very tricky straight. So Max Verstappen wins the race. Charles Leclerc is second. Norris is third. Perez, Russell, Sainz, Piastri, Tsunoda in the wounded RB car is going to take 8th place. But Daniel Ricciardo, oh come on my boy, come on, come on. No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to be able to do it, unfortunately.
Head back down, we stay in the rhythm.
We came so close to being able to take that 9th place.
Okay, we take the flag.
But we're in the points. We're in the points in what is the wildest Suzuka race I think I have ever seen in Formula 1 Manager 2025. Look at that. So checkered flag as us. We're just waiting on Magnussen crossing the finish line. Hulkenberg was so far back, he is actually lapped. He is the only car that was in fact lapped. And Magnussen takes the checkered flag to finish the Japanese Grand Prix of the 2024 Formula 1 season.
A great drive today from Max Verstappen.
It was a truly excellent win, with everything working together for the team and driver.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
What an excellent way to take a second win of the season, with a composed performance today.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
It wasn't a mixed bag, Curran. Both of our drivers did well.
That's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
Both of our drivers did well. Actually, let's go back to the main cam.
All the excitement of the Chinese Grand Prix.
All right, so so Max Verstappen was on pole and finished the race to take 26 points and first place in the Japanese Grand Prix, with Charles Leclerc in second and Lando Norris in third. Daniel Ricciardo gained 12 places to take 10th place and 1 championship point. Raven Aerosmith gained 8 places to take 13th, and there was 6 non-finishers as a result of battle damage, which is pretty insane. I don't recall I have ever seen a race quite like that one. So in the Drivers' World Championship, Charles Leclerc retains his position as the leader of the drivers' standings. However, Max Verstappen is just 2 points behind, so it is pretty much neck and neck for the drivers' standings. As a result of gaining points, Daniel Ricciardo now takes 15th in the World Championship, and on finish placement, Aerosmith gains 1 place to take 20th place. In the Constructors' World Championship, Ferrari extend their lead as the constructor in the constructors' standings. Alpine leapfrog 3 places with their 2 points. and we hold on to 9th place with just 1 point. Haas drops 2 places, having no points. So yeah, Alpine and Williams are now our big threats going forward. So we need to make sure that Haas and Kick Sauber do not get any points, and we need to make sure that we are consistently getting more points than the Williams and the Alpines. On to the fastest pit stop championship. Unfortunately, our team did not make the top 10, which means no points. As a result of this, we still hold on to 8th place, but there's not really been any movers at the top, only movers at the bottom. And our reports were that our pit stops were pretty slow. We did have a pit stop mistake with a stuck wheel nut, which we will need to rectify. Both of our drivers did make better than their 18th or higher position, which does mean we get 800,000 dollars to spend as we please, which is pretty good.
We could go easy on the team kills. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Are you fucking serious?
Why the fuck did they get here? What's happening?
What the fuck? You fucking bitch!
Oh, here he is. Ka-chow!
Get your dilly vegetables.
Strawberry isn't a vegetable, you fucking mortal!
Let's go! Come on! Yeah! Oh!
But I'm looking down to plant the bomb.
Yeah, but he could. Okay, just because you can't see it. Oh! You can say if you want to, you can fuck a hooker. Are we ready for the flesh?
Are you ready for Tony Hawk's pro flesh tunnel?
Throttle down, throttle up.
You're a wanker. Okay, I'm
Oh! Fuck!
What does the army say?
Fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck!
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah. It's on you.
I literally can't move.
I'm spawned in the barrel of water.
You're really fast, and I am very good with ropes. That came out badly. Shut up.
We waited all this fucking time for you to download the game, and you fucking get yourself banned.
Doesn't hit as hard as life does.
Jesus Christ, that was
Okay.
deep. Who hurt you?
Shit.
Say the word exterminate.
Just up, down, there, right behind you, up the stairs. There we go.
No, that's my tag! Oh, I got it. Ah! Fuck! Fudge! Oh lord, he's right there! What? Stop the zombie apocalypse, I want to talk about paddle steamers! What are you doing, aircraft? Fuck, I'm dead. Not good, not good, not good!
Why is it a planter in the fucking hallway?
Well, because that's what I'm gonna do with my fucking plants, isn't it? Come cannon! Fucking die!
Benito talks more like this. No, wait, that's not right. Choity toity woities. That's.
There's a cooker! Oh lord! Oh yes! I shuriken the lights out of that!
Why have I been sent to prison?
Oh, holy fuck! That motherfucker just sank the bus. Do you have any idea how many broken bones you have?
I'm a jellyfish.
Fuck! Fuck! Fucking dumbass.
God damn it!
Absolute fucking.
Why did that not go through?
Cause you suck. What the moon doing? Bitch, I can't be outnumbered. I don't know how to can.
That's a fucking threat.
Then beat them the balloon. I thought you were gonna hit us up with a Roger Roger in that voice.
Roger, Roger.
Speed sign. You... Fucking hard mode.
Ah, you bitch!
Okay, that's no bueno. This is no bueno. This is very no bueno. All right, let's just abandon.
Surprise, motherfucker!
We can break this with all the people inside. Oh fuck yeah, we can. Fuck yeah.